Welcome to Frequency Matters, the RF and microwave update. I'm Pat Hindle, and I'm here with my co-host Gary Lerude. As you can see, we're in the holiday spirit here, sporting our Santa hats, customized with the Smith chart on them. So we're in the microwave holiday spirit.
Yeah, a lot of craft went into that Smith chart.
It was a lot of work, actually. And I see you're wearing your favorite sweater there.
Yes, it's a great sweater. My wife made it for me.
You wear it every day, right?
Every year, at least once a year.
So this year, two of the biggest topics that we covered were 5G technologies and Internet of Things. So in our November supplement, we covered the latest research in 5G technologies.
Right.
So in December, we move on to Internet of Things, because that's our industrial, scientific, and medical applications issue. So the cover feature, it's such a broad topic that we invited two people to cover that topic. And we had Mendy Ozalu from Silicon Labs, and he covers consumer applications for wearables, so low-power design techniques on how you do that. And then we have Ross Yu from Linear Technologies, and he covers mesh networking for Internet of Things applications. So it's good practical guides on how to design for minimizing power, because it's so key in that market.
Yeah, I thought both those articles were very interesting.
Yes.
So we have some other articles as well worth noting. We have the second part of our Mobius Metamaterials series, written by Ulrich Rode and A.J. Padar. And I think the first one appeared in November, and I think it generated the most comments we've ever had online from an article.
It was a huge commenting all the time.
So a lot of interest. It's a really interesting topic, and I think once all three articles are published, I may feel like I understand it a little bit.
Yes, very complicated subject, but very popular.
Another article worth noting is CST has an article on electromagnetic compatibility and simulating for electromagnetic compatibility. And I'm reminded that in the old days, people would typically design boards, get into the test cycle, and then discover they had an EMC problem. Now the software is powerful enough that you can actually analyze and design using those analysis tools so that you don't end up with a problem that you have to go and figure out about.
Right.
So that's good. And then one other thing I'll mention, and this is tied to our December issue, but you'll find the article on the website. Dr. Linda P.B. Katehi, who's the Chancellor of the University of California at Davis, is our executive interview. And she has a PhD in electrical engineering, now a chancellor at the university, and describes the career path that she had as a woman in a largely male career, and what we can do to encourage women to pursue engineering and science. And I think this is particularly relevant for us in the microwave industry as we look around. There aren't too many women in senior design or management positions. So I found the article fascinating. And
yeah, that's a topic we cover from time to time because it's an ongoing issue.
So what else is going on in terms of products that we feature in the magazine?
So yeah, on the product side for the December issue, we had a product feature from Schmid and Partners Engineering, which is a German company on a simulation platform. And then we had Tech Briefs from Pasternak covering a 60 gigahertz radio links. And then we had one from Dow Key on a high-performance switch, and also from Tektronix on an affordable spectrum analyzer, a portable version.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
So speaking of products, I see you have something here.
Yes, this is a very rugged and heavy amplifier from Mini Circuits. It's 4 watts output power, covers 500 megahertz to 4.2 gigahertz. It's a Class A amplifier, so it's got very good harmonic and intermodulation performance. Has about 25 dB gain, and it's designed to be like a distribution amplifier or driver amplifier in situations maybe in a production line or lab where you're doing RF burn-in or RF step stress testing. And it's available off the shelf, so very easy way to acquire it.
Yeah. And so moving on to the news, again, 5G is a hot topic. There was a lot going on in the news front. National Instruments made a big announcement. They introduced LabVIEW Communications Suite.
Yes.
So this is a platform for software-defined radio development. So it really fits right into the 5G theme to be able to rapidly prototype your designs and test them. And then also Keysight Technologies announced that they have joined the NYU Wireless Consortium, which is Professor Ted Rappaport, who wrote our November cover feature, runs that consortium. And they're furthering research on 5G topics.
Yeah, there's a lot of work going on in the 5G space. It looks like the standards community is starting to work on requirements for 5G. The 3GPP has recently started an initiative. I noticed there was a conference in San Francisco in the last few weeks, and Vodafone presented some ideas that they have on what the requirements for 5G will be. And then market research firms like ABI are starting to try to actually profile and project the subscriber growth and when that will actually come to market. And they think it's going to be a little bit longer gestation cycle than 4G was, which I think is understandable given the complexity of it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, we're really taking a revolutionary step with 5G. So I think it'll be kind of a phased implementation. It's not all going to happen at once, and it's certainly going to take a lot longer to get to this level.
And a lot of work's going on in the spectrum. Where can they find spectrum with enough bandwidth, particularly above 6 gigahertz, and that's going to be a big change as well. Yeah,
millimeter wave, beamforming, massive MIMO, ton of topics and research being done.
Exactly.
So on the event front, speaking of 5G, EDICon has added a 5G track. So we'll have a whole day of sessions dedicated to 5G topics, and we'll have speakers from China Mobile, Keysight Technologies, National Instruments, and Rohde & Schwartz speaking in those opportunities there. And also, one unique thing is National Instruments will be inviting some of their partners. So Shanghai Tech has already been confirmed as one of their partners to participate. And there'll be more on that coming in the future. You know, looking ahead to 2015, we'll be at shows in January. We'll be at the DesignCon in Santa Clara.
Right.
And then in March, we'll be at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, and I believe you'll be at Satellite in Washington, D.C.
Right. I'll be doing that in March, and then in April, we have EDICon.
Right. Yep, so full schedule already slated for 2015.
Well, you better rest up over the holidays.
Yeah, I'm going to need a little time off, but we do have a big announcement coming in January, so stay tuned for those episodes. We'll be making a big announcement that'll have an impact on the industry.
Yeah, sounds exciting. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this episode of Frequency Matters. We want to thank our sponsor, Mini Circuits, for making it possible. You can get more information on their extensive line of products at minicircuits.com. So for Pat Hindle and myself, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Happy holidays.